For today's modern professional, learning how to sell on the phone is a basic skill set that we must learn in order to have any kind of effectiveness or success in this new workplace. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 best practices for selling on the phone. Hi, I'm Violet Rainwater, and I am a sales strategist for the modern professional. If you are new to my channel, I wanted to welcome you. Please make sure to let me know where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so you never have to miss another sales tip for driving sales in this new workplace. It was just about a decade ago where I jumped on an opportunity to work with Allstate as a financial service professional and help their agents and their customers with all of their life insurance needs. The problem was I had never sold life insurance and I had never sold over the phone. However, during my 5 years there, by just learning a few best practices, I was able to consistently bring in over $300,000 in premium year after year, and that's how I hit my $1 million roundtable goals every year. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you what some of these best practices are so you could implement them immediately and drive your results. Number 1, time blocking. Time blocking is a must for today's modern professional. Time blocking essentially means that you are picking a segment of time every week, preferably a few days a week, 2 or 3, where you are not allowing anything to come in between you and your business development efforts. I highly recommend picking a schedule that works for you the same day every week, and make sure to pick a time where you are at your best. For example, I'm better in the morning, so I would always call from 3 to 12, 3 days a week, in order for me to be able to get the best results. If you're not a morning person, then make sure you don't schedule your time blocking in the morning. Schedule it in the afternoon or the early evening where you are at your best. Because when your energy is at its best, you're going to get the best results. Now, time blocking is going to do one of 2 things. First of all, it's really going to allow you to pick up on the momentum. When it comes to phone sales, I always like to give an analogy of mathematics. Think back to when you were in grade school and learning algebra and geometry. That one moment where all of a sudden the formula clicked and you got the problem correctly. Was that the time to throw in the towel and be done with learning? No, right when it clicked is when you needed to do it again and again and again and again so that you could master that formula. The same thing with phone sales. Once you start and you get into the flow, you want to be able to go again and again and again, because this is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. This is when you're going to tap into a flow state. And when you're in a flow state, everything's flowing. This is also going to send a big and loud message out into the world that nothing is more important than your business development. Because let's face it, sales is the driving force of your business. No sales, no business. Number 2, have a compelling argument as to why you are calling and add in a sense of urgency. One of the things that I saw among my peers when I was working at Allstate is that they often called their agents' clients and simply would ask, would you like a life insurance review? Or it's time for your life insurance review. Well, friends, nobody has time for a review. That's going to be the last thing on their priority list. But by changing it up and finding words that actually capture your prospect's attention, it can change the whole game. What I did, and the reason why I had so much success, is because I created a sense of urgency and a sense of importance. I would simply let them know that there was a huge change in the life insurance industry. The mortality table changed, and it very well could have affected their policy. It was very important that they call me back so we could schedule a time where I could educate them on these changes and let them know how it affected their policy. Time and time again, I was able to instantly capture their attention, where they would give me at least 10 to 15 minutes of their time right then and there. Or if I would leave a message, I had an 80% callback rate, simply because I created a sense of urgency and I had a compelling reason to call and set up a meeting with my prospect. Number 3, always communicate the level of ease of working with you in this virtual workplace. When I was selling over the phone, this is when 95% of my peers were selling in person. Selling life insurance over the phone was not something that was common, but I would simply communicate to my prospects that with today's technological advances, we have made it so easy for them to go through the underwriting process. And I would make sure to explain every step of the way for this prospect so that way they would begin to view me not just as a sales professional, but as a trusted advisor. I wanted them to understand that the advantage of working with me versus working with anyone else is that I was going to be holding their hand throughout the entire process from A to Z. This communicates a message to your prospects that they are in good hands and that they are going to be well taken care of. The idea here is to eliminate any type of sales friction. When it comes to life insurance, the entire life insurance process can be so overwhelming for today's consumers. But by making it super simple and always including the description and how you are going to help them, the role that you are going to have in this process, it will allow them to relax and move forward instead of becoming overwhelmed with everything that they're going to have to do and you losing the opportunity. So those are my 3 tips for selling on the phone in today's modern workplace. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up and drop a line below. Let me know which one of these you're going to be incorporating, or maybe you already have and it's working for you. I want to hear from you. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week.